solving mysteries in the night. Chasing shadows, finding answers, shining bright light. No one's left behind in the darkness, all alone. With a heart like a siren, she brings the lost ones home. Silent cries in the dark no longer have to be. For justice wheels keep turning, granny on the beat. Broken voices find their power, call out hope again. When granny's crime busters run, no victims left in vain. Bravery in her veins, truth she won't disguise. With a fire in her eyes, she's got nothing to deny. Granny fights for justice, never backs down from the call. For the voices and the missing, she'll stand tall.
Hello, hello, everyone. How is everybody doing tonight? It's been an eventful day all the way around. Got a few things to talk about here. Just wait a few minutes for everybody to get in. Hello, Ginger Girl. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad that she's doing great. Glad to hear that. Oh, that's so good. I just hate it when, our fur babies are sick because they can't tell us, right? We have to notice what's going on with them, and it's just sad when they're not feeling good. So I'm glad she's doing good. So we're going to talk about a couple of things. Yes, we will talk about the elephant in the room in regards to Sebastian. I'm going to give you my statement on it. And I'll read an excerpt that At Night put out just recently, like not even a half hour ago. I don't think it's been. But before we get into that, I wanted to talk about the school shooting today in Florida. It was horrible, guys. I think what we're going to do is just get right into the press conference so you guys can know what happened. And so before I show that one, I wanted to show you this map. This is actually, you see that all right? The map of Florida State University. Right here at the Student Union is where the shootings occurred. They did lock down all these buildings. So I'll just kind of give you an idea of what they're talking about, and a couple of the videos that we'll be looking at about it. So let's go back over here and we'll just share this.
My name is Jason Trumbauer, and I'm the Chief of Police at Florida State University. All Florida State University classes and business operations on the main campus in Tallahassee are canceled through Friday, April 18th. Essential employees should check with their supervisors for further reporting instructions. All FSU athletic events in Tallahassee are canceled through Sunday. At approximately 11:50 a.m., Thursday, April 17th, a gunman opened fire on the main campus of Florida State University in Tallahassee, shooting multiple individuals in the vicinity of the Student Union building. FSU police responded immediately, engaged, neutralized, and apprehended the shooter. 2 victims of deceased are deceased, and 5 individuals have been transported to a local hospital with gunshot wounds. The shooter has also been transported to a local hospital. The 2 deceased are not students. The shooter is believed to be a current FSU student. I do not have additional information on the shooter's identity at this time. Students who need assistance can go to the Donald L. Tucker Center, where the university is providing counseling, health care, and other support services. Family members are also able to go to the Tucker Center for assistance. Students, faculty, and staff are asked to call their loved ones as soon as possible to update them on their status. The student union and the surrounding area is still considered an active crime scene. Individuals should avoid the area. Students should not return to the student union to retrieve personal property at this time. Students may return to their residence halls, but they should otherwise stay indoors on main campus to allow first responders and university staff to do their jobs and respond to those needing assistance. Students may depart campus for the weekend. All classes have been canceled through Friday. Before I turn this over to Chief Revel, I want to thank all the brave men and women of the FSU PD for responding immediately to the scene. I also want to thank the responding agencies who have provided assistance to FSU today big time, including the Tallahassee Police Department, the Leon County Sheriff's Office, the Florida Highway Patrol, Leon County Emergency Medical Services, FDLE, and all other responding agencies today. We really appreciate your support. That's all the information I have at this time. We'll have additional update for you later today. Chief Revel.
Good afternoon. I am Chief Revel with the Tallahassee Police Department. As the shooting occurred today, our officers, as well as every single other officer in this city and county, responded immediately to this scene. Once on scene and once we began working through what was occurring and what we were working in consultation with FSU, Tallahassee Police Department was asked to take lead on this. So we will be the lead for this investigation in both the officer involved shooting portion of this as well as the homicide portion of this. I will come up after the last speaker and entertain just a few questions, but needless to say, we have multiple crime scenes. This is a very large area we're covering. We have thousands, hundreds or thousands of witnesses. And again, this is an active, ongoing investigation. So the information that we will be allowed to release right now may be fairly limited. I'll answer what I can at that time. But I will assure you that as soon as we can, any information that becomes available, we will make that available to you. One of the things in the process, and again, understand that this is an ongoing active investigation. So things are happening as we are standing here and as we are speaking. We have identified the shooter, obviously. He's at the hospital. So with more on that, I'm going to allow the sheriff to come up and speak on that portion of it.
Thank you, Chief. As Chief Revel indicated, I'm Walt McNeil, Leon County Sheriff. First and foremost, let me express our gratitude to the responding law enforcement agencies in this community. Our citizens.
Gonna stop it right there for just a second, Guy. Oh my gosh. Yes, Ginger, it is. Florida State University, it sure is. Hello, Brenda Jo, Melissa, good to see you, Katie, good to see you. Good to see everybody here. What this officer is going to be speaking about is something that I'm going to show you right now. Share this tab. This right here is the shooter. He was hurt. You'll see a red shirt kind of behind his head there, kind of a reddish shirt. And he had on those dark colored shorts. That is the shooter. I will show you that one. They're trying to show you that the shirt was right there. What they were showing in that other picture was this video. Guys, it is a little blurry. I'm turning off the sound. Before I do that, I'm going to put up a trigger warning. You can't see anything up close, but you can see where he comes. Do you see this kind of blob on the ground? This is a girl that he shot in the buttocks. Very sad. But he walks away from her, and it goes pretty quick. So this is him right here. See him stop? And yeah. So that was him, and that's what they were trying to show you, is that was him. If it was this one, or if it was on this one. Okay. Let's go back. Second. This is when they were kind of carrying him off. That is him again, a little farther away. Somebody was watching from behind the bushes here and took that. This is that girl that was laying on the ground. And ironically, guys, this person was drinking an iced coffee from Starbucks and was videoing it and not bothering to help this girl. She was still alive, by the way. She's in the hospital right now. Just thinks it's funny. Take a video. That kind of stuff really irritates me. I hate when I see this kind of stuff, right? Oh, you didn't see. Okay. All right, I'll show you again. So I think it's up here yet. Okay. Can you see it okay? Okay. So let me, this is the shooter. And he was hurt. The next picture is kind of a close-up of what he was wearing, and this is when he stopped to aim at those people. And this is, they're trying to show you that they have his shirt behind his back. They have him strapped down, but they also have shackles on him as well, around his waist. So then the next one, okay, that was this one. Okay, so right here on the ground is that girl that I was telling you about that was laying there with the shot to her buttocks. And you'll see him walk from there. See, he walked away. Right there he is. He stops. He sees people coming out, and he stands there and shoots. So, there you have it. Take that out of there. I could have sworn And then that is the girl that was laying there. Hello, K9. Starting to get sore. I'm sorry. So let's go to, not that one, here. Make sure I'm on the right tab for you guys. He talks about who the shooter is, and this is kind of going to surprise you guys.
Citizens should feel some degree of comfort knowing that your law enforcement agencies are going to respond and do exactly what we did in this case, that is bring the offender to justice and to make sure that we do what we can to make sure we lock him or her up. Let me say to you, this is obviously a heinous crime. Our deepest condolences go out to the FSU family, the families of the students who are here. And we understand that you all have been devastated because of this person's actions. The question as relates to who is the shooter is 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner. And he's the son of a Leon County Sheriff deputy. Our deputy.
Did you hear that, guys? Phoenix Eichner. He is the son of a Leon County deputy. The son of a Leon County deputy. I tried to go onto the Leon County Sheriff's Department site, and I tried to take a look at the picture of their staff because it was his mother's gun that he used. They took it down just that quickly. But let's continue on.
Deputy Eichner has been with the Leon County Sheriff's Office for over 18 years. She has a tremendous job that she's done. Her service to this community has been exceptional. Unfortunately, her son had access to one of her weapons, and that was one of the weapons that was found at the scene. And we are continuing that investigation into how that weapon was used and what other weapons perhaps he may have had access to. The alleged shooter was also a long-standing member of the Leon County Sheriff's Office Citizen Advisory or Youth Advisory Council. So he has been steeped in the Leon County Sheriff's Office family, engaged in a number of training programs that we have. So it's not a surprise to us that he had access to weapons. This event is tragic in more ways than you people in the audience could ever fathom from a law enforcement perspective. But I will tell you this, we will make sure that we do everything we can to prosecute and make sure that we send a message to folks that this will never be tolerated here in Leon County, and I dare say across this state and across this nation. Thank you. Let me bring up the FBI Assistant Special Agent in charge, Hubert Reynolds.
Good afternoon. My name is Hubert Reynolds, and I'm the acting special agent in charge of the Jacksonville field office. I want to echo those standing with me what a horrific crime this is, and we stand with you fully. We have an office here in Tallahassee, and we are fully engaged with providing any resources that we can bring to bear to help with this investigation moving forward. We've established a digital tips media line where you can upload photos, videos prior to and during the incident. If you're there from social media, please upload all of that. I will give you now the website address. You can upload any tips to www.fbi.gov/FSU shooting. Again, that's www.fbi.gov/FSU shooting. I want to assure you that we are going to bring every available resource to be able to help the community and the local people here. Thank you.
Okay. So, interesting. Guys, it breaks my heart every time I hear about a school shooting because our children should not have to be afraid to go to school. Even our young adults, we're still looking at a case coming this August of 4 young adults who were slain in their home. The Idaho 4 trial. This stuff should never happen. This kid was part of a group with the police, youth advisory committee. What happened? What happened? I've seen all kinds of stories, not going to even try to speculate. They say that the 2 that are deceased were not students. So I don't know. I heard one student say that a maintenance worker or janitor was still inside when he ran out, and that's where the shooter was at that point in time, because when he ran out, he ran behind a bush, and I don't know if he's the one that took that other video. I don't know. So I don't know if it was a janitor that died. I don't know. They haven't mentioned who it is, right? But hello, Poppy Love, good to see you. So yeah, I did just want to bring this to our attention, so that we can pray. I was watching JB Buno earlier on WFLA, and he actually even had tears in his eyes because he said he's just covered too many school shootings, right? And it gets to you, right? What they said about the mother's gun, it wasn't her service weapon, but when they get new service weapons, they have the opportunity to buy their old ones. So she purchased her old one. Now, whether that was under lock and key, we don't know, right? If her son was on an advisory committee with the police, she probably didn't suspect him to be able to do something like this, right? So, I don't know. Not very good. Take this off of there. And the next thing that I wanted to talk about is Sebastian. I am sure that everybody woke up this morning. If you're like me, and I had a bunch of emails in my inbox, which is great, because then I know right where to go to look and see what I want to see. Before I give my statement on it, I'm going to go ahead and read. I'm going to go ahead and read at night statement. Okay. Statement on preliminary injunction ruling and continued commitment to the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. One World and At Night acknowledged the court's decision this week regarding a preliminary injunction request tied to ongoing legal matters involving individuals alleged to have interfered with the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, 16, who has now been missing for over 1 year. We will be filing a direct appeal in response and remain confident in the strength and integrity of our position. We fully respect the authority of the court and recognize the complexity of this case, particularly in light of the more than 7,000 pages of exhibits, filings, and evidentiary documentation submitted across multiple jurisdictions. While we respectfully disagree with the outcome of the ruling, you guys seeing this? I want to make sure. Of course not. While we respectfully disagree with the outcome of this ruling, we understand the court was asked to evaluate a narrow legal issue within a far broader and rapidly evolving context. This case has come to represent a documented pattern of coordinated intimidation, digital sabotage, and increasing real-world escalation. As recently as this week, individuals either directly or indirectly connected to the matter have publicly acknowledged their involvement in these efforts. Additional legal remedies are under review, while we continue pursuing both criminal and civil avenues against several individuals suspected of obstructing, endangering, or exploiting this case. We are committed to a lawful and measured approach. This includes continued intelligence collection and internal preservation of evidence related to acts of doxing, cyberstalking, and direct threats made toward government officials, contractors, investigators, and legal personnel. Alarmingly, these coordinated harassment efforts have expanded to volunteers, public commenters, and private citizens, some of whom were targeted simply for sharing a flyer or speaking publicly about Sebastian's case. These intimidation tactics have only strengthened our resolve. Our protective and intelligence-based operations will continue without interruption. To every parent lying awake at night, every volunteer who's poured time into flyers, posts, or prayer, and every person battling anxiety as they follow this case, know this. We see you, we stand with you, and we are not slowing down. At the heart of our mission is the unshakable promise to defend and protect those who are genuinely trying to help. You are not alone. Your efforts matter. And while others seek to distract, disrupt, or discredit, we remain locked in, focused on the truth, united in purpose, and committed to bringing Sebastian home. This is not just our work, it is our calling, and we will not be moved. If you are being targeted, we urge you to report directly to law enforcement and notify our team via doxing at Night Agency or by calling 844-922-3236. Our commitment to the search for Sebastian remains unwavering. Legal interference, misrepresentation, and harassment will not derail this mission, nor will they silence those who advocate for truth and justice. We extend our deepest thanks to the public, media, and allies who have supported this effort. Legal filings will remain transparent and updates will be released as warranted. If you have first-hand information about the disappearance or current location of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, please call Sumner County, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, alternatively Doug the Bounty Hunter and At Night, or you can email Sebastian at manhunts.one. Our focus, determination, and commitment to bring Sebastian home remain unwavering. So there is At Night Stand, guys. As far as I go, my statement to you guys, I think you guys have known that for a long time, I've never really talked about the RICO case, if you think about it. Right? I'm not a part of it. And I thank God I'm not. Honestly, guys, I've been able to remain under the radar. I'm thankful for that. I pray that that continues. But it's because I've tried to keep my focus on Sebastian. You know, because all of the rest of this really does distract, right? Now, am I saying the filing was wrong or anything? I'm not saying any such thing, but it's not, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect our channel. It doesn't affect you in chat because we're not involved in it. And think about it. I mean, there are people that I care about on this team, right? Totally, 100%. But I've just stayed to myself because I don't want to be involved in that. The last thing I want to, guys, I live on Social Security. I can't afford any legal filings, right? And the last thing I want to do ever is to ask you guys for money for that. So that's why I just stay away from that. For me, it's about Sebastian. And because of all these other things, I just stay away. I hope you guys can understand that. And it's not because I don't think anybody is right or wrong. Yeah, exactly. It is heartbreaking that Seth has to go through all these struggles. It is. Think about it. His son went missing, and look what happened. Just days and weeks later, guys. Searchers started getting threatened. Seriously, that happened early on. CJ was out there. Searchers were getting threatened. People were getting arrested. Come on. I mean, that takes away resources that could be used to help find Sebastian. Big time. So, I mean, I'm sorry that Seth's team didn't win this round. They're not stopping. It doesn't have anything to do with our channel. I don't know how to say this without sounding like I don't care, because I do, right? I do. I care that, I don't know. I guess Ginger said it best, that Seth has to go through all of this. He's got enough to deal with just his son missing without having to worry about a RICO case or anything else, or having to get on a live stream and talk about blow up at a stepdad over it, because he's had enough, right? I can't even imagine what he goes through on a daily basis when all he wants to focus on is his son. His son. Where is he? Right? Where is he? That's where the focus needs to be. That's where the focus needs to be. And that's where we're going to focus. Our focus is not on lawsuits, guys. I didn't come on YouTube to talk about lawsuits. I came on YouTube to talk about true crime, missing cases, missing persons cases. Hello, Chemistry Queen. Good to see you. I am disappointed with how law enforcement in Sumner County has been so quiet, and missing children are not the priority they should be. Yeah. They've been very quiet, haven't they? But Seth trusts them, so I'm, what do we do? It's just really hard because you have people that you care about, right? That are going through, most of them all have been quiet today. Yeah. And so I feel bad, I feel bad for them. I honestly do. I felt bad this morning. I saw how others were celebrating. And it honestly just makes me sick. And it kind of goes back to what many of you have told me in chat. You're glad that my channel isn't a drama channel. Because guys, I've lived a good long life. If you think that I can't do drama, I could if I wanted to. I could if I wanted to be involved in lawsuits. I don't. I have lived long enough to learn that you got to pick your battles, right? To me, the battle is about Sebastian. It's about Sebastian. I get the other part, though. When you've got people coming at you, when you're trying to put out billboards, and when you're trying to get out, people were out there trying to search, and Seth searchers were being threatened. And United Navy, guys, United Cajun Navy, they were threatened. They said it publicly, right? It's, something has to be done. And I get that, and I fully support that, but it's not me out there doing that, so I don't have a hand in that fight, right? It's not my fight. It's not my battle. What I feel my job is to keep bringing awareness for Sebastian, right? I do everything in my power every day to make sure that I put out a picture that's going to catch somebody's eye that hasn't seen it before, right? That's what I feel my job is. To keep bringing awareness to Sebastian. I don't have the intelligence to search for him, right? I can watch tips and things that might pop up, and I can turn them in, and I have, but that's all I can do. And for many of you, that's all you can do, right? But we can pray. That's probably the biggest thing. Mr. Yummy says the ongoing theme on his channel is do not raise your children in Tennessee. Oh gosh, guys. Truth. Truth. It does. How many children have gone missing in the last several years from Tennessee, guys? What the heck? Well, I lived there for 3 years, and I didn't feel like it was, but I did notice a couple things but I thought it was because of who my stepson was hanging around with, right? When my stepson when we first had to take him in, he was 17, and he was going to have to finish out his last year in school, and he wasn't getting along with his mother and stepfather. He had just thrown his stepfather down a flight of stairs. So they made us take him. Um, Gives you an idea of the trouble this kid was, right? He was also into drugs. So we were living in Nashville at the time, and I said, he can't go here, Perry. There's no way, right? No way. And so we kind of started driving around the suburbs of Nashville. And we got to Portland. Okay. And so we found a house there. It was nice. It was right near the high school. It was, seemed to be a really nice neighborhood, everything. And he got a job working at Hardee's, and he had to change his style of clothing. They were strict. They couldn't wear skinny jeans or any chains. So like the big wallet with the chain hanging down from the belt, they couldn't wear that. Different things like that. Certain shirts that were not acceptable. So I had to go out and buy him all new clothes. And I got him graduated, to make a long story short. But in there somewhere, he ran away. He was picked up by the cops. He spent a week in juvie. But one thing I noticed when we went looking for him, we found him at a park where little children were playing, and we actually saw a guy give him what we figured to be drugs. I think my husband figured it out later. But I say all that to say it wasn't good. It was right out there in the open, and there were little children all around playing on the swings and things. So, yeah, Katie, it's beautiful there. It is. Yeah. From your experience. Yeah. And, guys, this was Sumner County, right? And the police worked with us really well. So I don't know, right? I did find it weird that they were able to just do this kind of handoff right in the public park, but I suppose that kind of can happen anywhere. But you do have to wonder, yeah, there's evil and beauty everywhere. Yeah. You do have to wonder though, and maybe it's just because the missing persons cases that we're hearing about, it would kind of be interesting to do maybe a search. How many missing cases of teenagers or children have gone missing in each state in the last 2 years, to see where Tennessee fits in? I don't know. Maybe the ones that we've been seeing the last couple of years are because they grew in popularity, they right away. Yeah, and I think what happens, chemistry, is that when you do get in the South and there's smaller towns, there is such a thing as a good old boys club. And corruption goes on. It's been known to happen. You know, not saying it's everywhere, and I'm not saying it's every small town in Tennessee, but I have done my research and I know that it does happen, right? It does happen. And, you just got to wonder. But I do agree with Katie that Tennessee is beautiful. I used to always say that would be the place that I'd love to retire because it is so beautiful. But I don't know, lately I've kind of changed my mind on that score. But yeah, so much going on, so much. It just, when I think of everything that Seth has gone through in this past year, 14 months, guys. 14 months. Look what he's gone through. And he still doesn't have a son. But I guess the thing that if I get anything across to you guys is to remember, don't let all the drama and the distractions keep your focus from bringing awareness to Sebastian and praying for him. Because, we still need to be diligent in our efforts to bring him home, put his name out there, light it up green, bring awareness when we're out and about, when we're, summer's coming up, vacations start happening, ask for flyers. Ginger, can you share that email address again, where to get the flyers and the bracelets and stuff? But ask for flyers, right? And put flyers up in gas stations as you're traveling this summer on your vacations. Talk to people. Let's continue to spread the awareness. Summer, I wish I was going somewhere this summer. I'm not. But summer is an excellent time for that. It really is. Yeah, Seth has persevered and he stayed strong throughout this, That's why we kind of gave him kudos last night for standing up. I mean, did we like his language? No. But none of us blamed him at all because he has put up with so much garbage, right? So, how can we blame him for lashing out? The 4 cases that I've researched in Tennessee has shown me more darkness than light in that area. Yeah. And much of it is in the Nashville and surrounding areas, guys, which is awful. It's awful. But seriously, I wish those of you who have never been to Tennessee could see Tennessee. Right, Katie? God, the rolling hills and the houses on some of the back roads out in, Franklin area, where a lot of the country stars live. Just gorgeous. Beautiful. Big old mansions with the white pillars and front porches, and it is so beautiful. I like to try to remember the positive about it. Because there is darkness from the research that we have done, and it's not good. Here it is, guys. If you want bracelets, t-shirts, flyers, and ways to volunteer, get in touch with Team Sebastian at where we are Sebastian's Army at gmail.com. I keep getting that wrong. We are Sebastian's Army at gmail.com. That's right, at night too. Sending out a select number of kits containing dual flyers, FBI at night, for local distribution to civilians nationwide. If you're interested, please email letmehelp@oneworldmedia.com.co. If CP can go online with a threatening rant, then walk into a court and testify he's being threatened, then there is a big problem, in my opinion. Right? I know. But look at what you just said, though, K9. Distraction, you think? I mean, seriously, is it a distraction? He can threaten, he can rant, but heaven help anyone who comes back at him. Although, I mean, I haven't seen him go back off on Seth after Seth went off on him. Yeah. Please subscribe to Seth's channel and join Team Sebastian for his next live event. Has he got one coming up? Or is that just his channel? I've been kind of waiting for someone to come out and speak after, other than at night, right? After all this today. And other than the obstacles who are celebrating, right? Let them. I don't remember who said it. I think it was some general or something, but they won this battle, but they won't win the war, because the war is about bringing Sebastian home. That's the one we're going to win. No new live events. That's what I thought. Please check out Seth's post for areas his search is focused on. No new live events. So, no new live events, and I'll check at night for any other news. I don't think there is, but They did put out a couple of new flyers. Do Tennessee and Stanford children vanishing twice? Nah. Missing Sebastian Rogers. Removing this does nothing but make him vanish twice. Dial 911 if seen. $447,000 reward. Big picture. And call Dog Bounty Hunter. And this one, following extensive consultations with top-tier marketing and digital advertising agencies, our parent company's in-house digital media division, and senior leadership alongside legal counsel in Los Angeles, Philadelphia, New York City, New Haven, Boston, and Tennessee, at night is escalating its nationwide campaign to amplify awareness for the ongoing search for missing Tennessee teenager Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This effort will expand strategically across the United States, driven by our steadfast commitment. The signs will stand tall, grow long, and we will not stop until Sebastian is found. Missing sign stays up. Or sign stays up. Missing Sebastian Rogers. There you go. So now they went to kind of a yellow thing, but it's kind of funny how they're actually putting sign stays up. What was the other one? He vanished twice or something. Removing this does nothing but make him vanish twice. I mean, people who don't know about this, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Either way, Sebastian's face is up there big and bold. And that's what's most important. That's what's most important. But, you know, forgetting the distractions, you know, be there for the people that you care about, right? Whoever they may be, you know. But Seth is the one that needs our support the most. Well, you would think, wouldn't you? But she's not saying nothing. Chris doesn't like him and he wants him down, so I don't know. But you would think so. I mean, but then again, according to statement analysis, it's not really what she meant, was it? You know, you gotta wonder. Somebody asked a question on, I think it was X, said, what kind of a parent would want billboards removed? That billboards that were trying to locate his son removed. And I don't usually answer, but I answered a guilty one. Guys, I mean, how else do you answer that? What kind of parent, even if it's a step parent, wants billboards to be removed? There's only one answer, in my opinion, unless you guys have a different answer. A parent with guilty knowledge, like Deception Detective would say. Mr. Yummy. But yeah, midway through the day, I was like, oh, I'm just done with the drama, guys. I kept seeing things and I was like, oh, stop already. Some of them made me want to throw up. I just, and then it doesn't help that there's a big school shooting and all these children, young people, lives are taken, hurt, scared. Think of the trauma of something like that, right? Think of the trauma of something like that. We talk about PTSD. Remember, we talked about Sebastian having CPTSD. School shooting would cause that as well. But so my grannyism for tonight. Distractions destroy action. If it's not moving you towards your purpose, leave it alone. Jermaine Riley. So that kind of goes along with kind of my statement about leaving it alone. Because, I had to look at it today. I had to say, what is my purpose? What is my purpose for my channel? Right? And my purpose for my channel is for the victims. And it's for the missing. Always on empty 72. The school shooting? Yeah. Yeah. It's sad. And, and that's what I thought about. I thought, it's, oh, AMC. I gotcha. Awesome. You changed your name. But so yeah, I mean, seriously, guys, when I am looking at quotes to share, trust me, I take them to heart as well, right? And that's kind of what I was doing today. I was like, this is all a big distraction. It's horrible, and it takes away from my purpose, which is to promote Sebastian. So leave it alone. And I made that decision. I pretty much stuck with it. And have, building my channel up slowly, securely. We don't have a lot of drama in here. We don't have a lot of haters in here. When they come in, they don't stay because they realize it's just not going to work. Right? And it's rare when we have them come in. And I would rather have that than to have 100,000 subscribers that are all about drama, all about distractions, right? Yeah, the world is definitely filled with distraction, right? So this is kind of a good go-to. It could be with anything. Exactly. Take the focus away. So, what do we do then, right? remember Seth called them obstacles, and that's what we've been calling them here. So we just leave them alone. Let them go on about their business and do whatever it is they're going to do. And prayerfully, they'll just leave us alone because we're not attacking them, right? Because guys, when there's attacking back and forth, first of all, it's a distraction. Should leave it alone. Secondly, what does it do? Is Sebastian in that mix? No. Guys, even if I was on the obstacle side, how can you celebrate? Because Sebastian isn't found. When Sebastian is found, that's when the celebration begins, in my opinion. Am I wrong? Shouldn't any celebrations be about Sebastian coming home? Being found? That's when the celebration begins. That's when the celebration begins. You know, I wish we had more information. I wish we knew what was really going on, right? But we don't know. Law enforcement's not going to tell us as much as we'd like to hear from them. They're not going to tell us anything. So we have to continue moving forward, bring awareness, sharing his face everywhere we can. I don't know about you guys, but no matter what anybody says about At Night Hong, Nick and Dog, how many flipboards are up that are being seen all over the United States, guys? That makes me happy. That brings a smile to my face. Yeah, I agree. I hope they are. Did you guys, there was a picture in the courtroom yesterday. I wished I would have clipped it. But sitting behind Katie was a guy in a dark suit with sunglasses in the courtroom. Did any of you see that? I mean, seriously. Okay, so I can get on board with a lawyer coming in, lawyer in a dark suit coming in and sitting down behind Katie. I could be on board with that. Maybe he's waiting for another case because there's more than one case, right? But this guy was wearing sunglasses. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Is it odd to you that he would sit directly behind Katie? Ask yourself why. I mean, we don't know that it was Secret Service, right? We don't know. But that's so odd. That's really odd. like I said, a lawyer can walk in. He's got maybe he even has a break, and he heard about this case, so he wanted to come in and sit down. But seriously, wearing his sunglasses and sits directly behind Katie. Why? So you can hear what she's saying? Yeah, and I've watched so much stuff over the last day, a couple of days, that I don't remember where I saw it. I wish I knew. I don't even know where I could begin. Ginger, do you remember where you seen it? Yeah. See, and there again, another distraction. I'm glad the judge recused himself. Just weird, right? Just strange. But yeah, I wish I could remember the news channel. Oh, WKRN. Let me look. See if I can find it now. Um, I found there it is.
Was due to an increased fear because of the danger from threats, harassment, and as well as trespassing.
The family of a missing Sumner County teenager made their case today against a YouTuber who's been covering the case of Sebastian Rogers' disappearance. They claim Bullhorn Betty.
I just want to go back here a second.
The family of a missing.
Do you see him right there, guys? I wasn't lying. Right behind Katie. Well, maybe 2 rows behind Katie, right? Well, Secret Service has been in on this case from the beginning. Someone else said there was a lot of law enforcement present as well. um, I don't even know how to answer that, K9. I don't know. But seriously, what is that guy doing there? I don't see any law enforcement back behind them, but did you guys see this? Do you want me to play it? I guess my question is, why is his hair so long there? Look at, he's got like a road going like a road going through there. But this hair here is really, really short. It makes you angry, no? Oh, yeah, that's nothing here. It's not a big deal. They don't care. But if it were me and I was testifying, I'd be dressing nicely. But that's just me. So I agree with you, K9. Right. But Secret Service, I mean, do they ever take their sunglasses off? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do. uh, I don't know, but it's fishy, isn't it? I mean, it makes you wonder. I mean, if somebody came, if 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 people thought that I was to blame for my son being missing, and I'm in court fighting against somebody else, and somebody comes and sits behind me looking like that, I mean, I'd be a little bit scared. I would be. I'd be paranoid. I'd be like, "What? Oh my god, what is that?" Men in Black, right? Like I said, I could understand if it's a lawyer, right? Hmm, just coming in to, maybe one of those people back there is clients, right? But why is he wearing sunglasses then? I mean, I don't know. They're not allowed to bring their phones in the courtroom because that was a problem in the beginning. But it does look like he's looking down at something, doesn't it? So, um, if he's Secret Service, he's probably allowed to have his phone. See, none of the other people have their phones in their hands. See that? Look at um, his arms are crossed, her arms are crossed. I mean, these people are all looking up. Nobody is, except Katie. I don't know what she's doing there. But yeah, don't know what this guy's about here. You know, why ask, guys? Do not know. And look at Chris's face. It's kind of weird, huh? I don't know. Anyway, that's really all I had for you guys for tonight. Um, I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. The fact that you don't, you know, like the drama, I appreciate that. I'm glad that you can feel safe to come in here and talk and not have to worry about anything. um, yeah. um, you gotta wonder, right? Yeah. Seems like lately anything's triggering him, so gotta be careful. Yeah. And can you imagine being his wife and putting up with that? I mean, I know none of us can. None of us would. But, but there are 4 others out there that did, and he's on the 5th one, probably heading for a 6th. I agree. I agree 100%. Katie. Not your cup of tea, huh? Oh, yeah. I went back and looked at all my hashtags to make sure I hashtags are mainly for the search engines. They're not to call somebody out. I mean, guys, if we want to talk to somebody, what do we put in comments? If we want to answer somebody directly, we put the @ right? To get their thing to show up. We put the @ You do? I'm sorry. um, guys, she was in the Navy. I mean, there was a time when I thought maybe, but I don't feel that way anymore. And think about what Seth said. Um, the only ones you don't hit in your family are the ones that wear the pants in the family. He knows. Remember, he knows Katie. He lived with her for many a years, so he knows her. I don't worry about her safety. I really don't. And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to say that if something ever happens. I would feel awful. But I really don't really don't worry about it. Really don't. I think she's strong enough to stand up to him, and that's the only reason that they're still together. But, well, I'm glad we got to laugh a little. I wish I knew who that guy was sitting behind them. It gives me hope, though, that they're watching them closely. I really feel like they are, guys. So think about it. We have just heard that Chris told law enforcement that they could not interrogate his wife the 26th, the day that Sebastian was reported missing. When he got there, he told them, according to what we've now heard. So they haven't talked to law enforcement. They've given them everything they need, but they have not talked to law enforcement from the get-go. Why? My question is why? And I think it was Chris from Mob Crew who alluded to the fact that, and I could be wrong, guys, that she layered up long before what we knew. Or maybe it was Justin. One of those two said that. So I believe they're watching them very, very closely. They're building a case, guys. They have to have enough evidence. I think they want to find Sebastian first. That's what I believe. Because they want to keep Sebastian safe. Right? Think about it. If Katie put Sebastian somewhere, she could have given instructions. If I'm arrested, then, I don't know, take him out of the country, whatever, right? Yeah, they have a lawyer that is a friend of a family. But crazy. So, all right, guys, that's all I have for tonight. I'm getting really tired. I think I'll be going to bed early. Please hit the like button on your way out. I would appreciate it. Don't forget to light it up green and share Sebastian's face everywhere you can on all your social media. And we will see you tomorrow night. Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granniescrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.